All right, welcome to the special board meeting on May 21st here at the School Service Center. Ms. Hutchison, will you please call the roll?
Here.
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 Here. Here.
Here. Ms. Ebbison, will you please lead us in the pledge? No public comment. Okay. All right, there being no public comment tonight, we have two action items. The first action item is approval of the bid for the 2025 Middle School Capital Projects Issuance 2A. Dr. Schuler?
Yeah, so I just want to reset a little bit of quick context to remind board and certainly as we recap this, remind the community of where this issuance fits in your overall project. So board will remember all the way back in front of the referendum, you authorized the district to spend some money doing early design work in front of the referendum, and that was really all done for the purpose of being able to accelerate when we could actually get the work out to bid and then ultimately get the work done. So in the big picture, I think the work of being able to accelerate really allowed us to ultimately bring everything up by a year over what we initially had in terms of timeline. So every time now that our architects kind of review the project timeline, it is still targeted for substantial completion by summer of 27, with potentially a little bit of carryover work only if needed. So good thing in terms of both obviously the ability to allow the community and our students to see the changes quicker. The other part of that, though, was really an approach to bidding so that we broke the bid into ultimately what are four different issuances. So issuance one, you already approved. That was for the summer work at Monroe for all of the interior classrooms. That work has been done. Bids have been accepted. Issuance 2A that's in front of you today is for really a lot of the enabling work around the new additions at Franklin and certainly at Monroe. And then issuance 2B that has gone out to bid. There was a mandatory pre-bid meeting for that. Today will come to you in June at the special meeting. So I know this is unusual to have special meetings, but again, it is really about being able to structure the bids so that we can accelerate getting the work done. So one, thank you to the board for making the time to approach it this way. So again, issuance one, you approved, came in under projected cost in the overall budget framework. Issuance two that's in front of you tonight to consider. The projected cost estimate for issuance 2A was about $9 million. And again, the bids that you've been asked to approve this evening come in a little bit under $8 million. So again, we continue to run on track in terms of overall budget. By the time you get to issuance 2B, which is for June, you will have put out to bid about $50 million of the $151 million in work. And again, well, we can't speak to the outcome. I think there was a lot of interest in issuance 2B, the mandatory pre-bid today. We had lots of contractors there, which is a good sign for each of the bid packages. And so, again, I think that's a testament to certainly our construction partners that do a good job of making sure that we get the right contractors out to look at the work, but also just the interest in our work. So we'll see where that comes in. Our intent, as Dr. O'Keefe and I were talking today, would be as we bring you bid package 2B for approval, we will bring you an update to the overall global budget estimate just so you can see where you're tracking. But again, we are in a good spot in terms of what we're bringing to you. So Dr. O'Keefe, anything else you want to say specifically about issuance 2A that's in front of the board tonight?
The only thing would be just imagine this is like the site preparation to get the structure ready for our new additions. 2B will be the structures themselves, the new additions themselves. So this is work that has to happen to be able to take the next step with 2B.
And last two little pieces that I'll mention, especially with this piece, just today we finalized. So I think the board has looked at site logistics. This isn't really about site logistics today, but just want to let you know that as we prepare to really launch with the approval, hopefully, of issuance 2A today, we are going to schedule a meeting with the Franklin neighbors. That's kind of a unique construction site just because of how close houses are to construction piece. So when we did the Jefferson project and had a similar circumstance with neighbors immediately close, we found a lot of value in actually having a meeting with the neighbors just to make sure, one, they understand what our plan looks like, they understand where the fences are going to be, they understand who is on site that they can reach if there's ever a question or a concern or there's any kind of issue around noise, construction, anything of the sort. So when we have the groundbreaking at Franklin next Tuesday, we're going to do a little neighbor meeting right after that and then make the notes from that meeting available to anybody that can't attend. So again, we're continuing to move forward with kind of moving the logistics, and again, really thankful for both the Perkins and Will team and Nicholas team that really continue to move this work forward. So
Just, could you elaborate a little bit more on the work that is being done? Is this utility work? Is there staging work? Is it trailer and fencing? What are we talking about with a little more detail?
Yeah, yes to those. So yes, utility work, utility prep work at Franklin and at Monroe. Certainly getting all of the staging areas outside of Edison set up with some tweaks that will happen over at Monroe after the Park District is done using those two north baseball fields, softball fields behind the facility. Imagine getting everything that we need from louvers and electrical outlets and things like that in rooms where the addition is going to occur. Like think of Franklin itself. There's a lot of work that we have to do with the existing rooms where the addition is going to happen. So it's prepping those rooms for the addition. Temporary staircase over at Franklin. This summer will be also a new on the north end of the building, in the center of the building, new ADA ramp coming into the backside of the building. That's all issuance 2A. Issuance 1, again, the majority of that is the interior work in the 30 classrooms at Monroe.
Thank you.
Any additional questions, board?
Just for reference, the approximate value of 2B that's going to come to us next month.
To be
Issuance
30?
issuance 2 in aggregate was estimated right south of 40 million. So we would assume this would be in the 31, 32 million range.
Thank you.
Any other questions, comments? All right, board, I need a motion and a second to award the bid submission for project issuance 2A to Tora Construction Company, Inc. of South Elgin, Illinois, in the amount of $7,796,900 as presented.
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Kulovitz,
Second.
second by Mr. Rutledge. Ms. Hutchison, will you please call the roll?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Action item number 2 is approval of personnel reports to include employment, resignation, retirement, and leave of absence of administrative, certified, classified, and non-union staff. Dr. Schuler?
Yeah, so the board has in front of you personnel, the approval of a personnel report, really two highlights that I want to call out on that personnel report. So as the board knows, you recently approved a new collective bargaining agreement with CEA. So you've entered into a new agreement with them. You are in the middle of a collective bargaining agreement with WWEA, that's your teacher union. We're completing year 2 of 4. So you have 2 other employee groups within the district that are not covered through those 2 collective bargaining agreements. One would be any of your exempt support staff, so support staff that are not in the union, and then your administrative staff. We generally bring you those salary recommendations around this time. We were obviously waiting for the CEA agreement to conclude as we we typically anchor salary increases for all of our support staff around where our union contract is. And so what's in that personnel report recommends a 4.5% increase for all of our exempt staff. And then your administrative staff, the recommendation is for a 3% increase. That is almost exactly where cost of living was at year end, December of 2024. And typically, as we anchor, as long as we are competitive within market for our administrative positions, we generally will anchor kind of an aggregate increase at right around cost of living, which is what we're recommending.
Board, any questions or comments? All right, hearing none. Board, I need a motion and a second to approve the personnel report as presented.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Long,
Second.
second by Ms. Eppison. Ms. Hutchison, will you please call the roll?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right, Board, there being no further action to come before the board in open session, I need a motion and a second to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Kulovitz,
Second.
second by Mr. Long. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed,